Hey guys, it's Clovis, and we are back with a video talking about the worst trap card in Duelist of the Roses. Now, of course, I know what you're thinking. Isn't it Fake Trap? Shouldn't it be Fake Trap? I mean, it just seems too obvious, right? Fake Trap, right? It's literally designed to be this whiff trap card, and I know it's like that in the real game, but in this game, right, what it does is, it just nullifies the effect of Harpy's Feather Duster. And Harpy's Feather Duster, again, if we talk about the single-player campaign, only one duelist has this, which is Mai, and she has some really strange conditions of how she will ever play it. And I seriously, I've never ever seen her. I think maybe once, if once, have I seen her activate and successfully resolve a Harpy's Feather Duster. And again, this is coming from someone who probably has like over 1,000 hours. Like, it's definitely a 4-digit number, the amount of hours that I have in this game with all the grinding and everything. I've seen a lot of stuff, I've dueled a lot, and Fake Trap, you know, in single player, it's basically useless because the only potential time you can use it and resolve it is against a duelist that will pretty much never ever play the card it's designed to work against. So, surely, you would be able to conclude, right, that Fake Trap is just, you know, the worst card. I mean, even, you know, why don't you just use Magic Jammer? And if any of these nullifying effects, a Magic Jammer is better, right? Well, not really, okay? The problem is, okay, Fake Trap, at least it's designed to be a counter card, and it does what it's intended to do. Say if you actually set one of these, you're playing multiplayer, and the enemy actually used a Harpy's Feather Duster to get rid of, like, one of your mirror walls or something like that. I don't know, they want to kill your back row. I mean, Harpy's Feather Duster, it's a worse card than Heavy Storm for doing this. So, already, you know, it seems a bit confusing. Why aren't I saying Fake Trap? Because Fake Trap is this bad card the game literally hands out to you in the graveyard slots and gives you as many copies of it because it's inconsequential and it's a bit of a meme card. I mean, yeah, outside the vacuum of the one duel where she doesn't play it, I've already just explained that. So moving on, how is it possible for there to be a trap card that is actually worse than a card that will barely ever activate? Well, that's because we are going to get to the card in the thumbnail of the video, which is Seal of the Ancients. And we have to open up a discussion of how bad ritual monsters and ritual summoning is in this game because, oh my god. So, Seal of the Ancients, its effect is that it triggers against any activated ritual card and nullifies the card. Might be wondering, oh, how is this bad, right? I mean, you know, it's a permanent trap. It's not, like, Fake Trap is disposable, right? And what that means is that once Fake Trap triggers, it goes to the graveyard. But these other cards, like Seal the Ancients, it'll stay there. So, you know, if you want to put Seal the Ancients down to shut down your opponent playing ritual monsters with the ritual cards, like, yeah, you could do that, but the problem is, why would you do that? Why would you stop the opponent playing rituals? Rituals are literally the least efficient way to bring out monsters in the entire game. It is not even close. Okay, it is just not even close. I could do a whole video about how bad rituals are in the game, and I quickly will say that, look, yeah, I understand that rituals and collecting them and summoning them, it gives you something to do. You know, it will help you complete your library. It's almost like it's just a lame post-game thing to collect all the cards. You play all the rituals, collect all the materials for them, and pull off the ritual summon. And it's kind of cool, you get to see these monsters that are kind of rare and all that. But, and you know, I know that's attractive and everything, but it's not good, okay? It is just not good. I want you to actually look at the resources you need to ritual summon something and compare that to the result, and you will realize that basically, like, the worst play you can make is spending your opening turns quickly bringing out monsters to ritual summon something, okay? The perfect example is the Dark Magic Ritual, okay? So this card requires you to bring out a Dark Magician and 2 other monsters with low attack to bring out the Magician of Black Chaos. And if you actually look at the stats of these cards, right, Dark Magician, it's 7 stars, 2500 attack, right? So, you know, it's not really great, but you can play it on your second turn, right? But if you want to ritual summon Magician of Black Chaos, which has 2800 attack, you need to spend no less than 3 turns to bring it out. Okay? Why would you go to the effort of playing Dark Magician plus 2 other monsters to bring this card out when you could just play Dark Magician with a single Dark Energy or a single Megamorph, and you will have a 2800 attack Dark Spellcaster on your second turn? And this is basically true for every single ritual card. I just want you to think about literally all of them, okay? Think about, you know, how long it would take, how many turns, especially without Dragon Leader abilities, how many turns would it take to bring out a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon? So with across 3, let's say you're doing this with no efficiency whatsoever, okay? Because there's no point actually optimizing this, because it still sucks compared to the final result we're going to get here. 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon would cost you 24 SP to play. So, you consider you start with 4 SP, and you would need another 20, right? So, you would need like 7 turns of just SP regeneration to bring out 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. And obviously, yeah, you can play a ritual card between that. Yes, you can do other strats, like you wait till you have the SP to summon 1 Blue Eyes, and then you dump 3 of them, and then you revive them with Monster Reborn, saves you some SP, but that's obviously assuming you draw all 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons really early, and then you have Monster Reborns and stuff like that, which you don't have any deck search in this game, so you just have to manually draw these cards, which is very difficult, because you'll be bricking with cards like Blue Eyes in the hand. Point is, across all these minutes of rambling about how bad Ritual Monsters is, no matter how you slice it, and no matter how you bring out a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, if you just played a Blue Eyes White Dragon with 3 Dragon Treasures or 3 Bright Castles, any 3 equips that will go on it, you can bring out a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon worth of attack, because that's just how this game works. This game has an absolutely insane power-up system to the point where you can make any card just on steroids, just like that, within the 1 turn, with no penalty, no caveat. In fact, every deck you construct is better off having about 7 or so equips, because this will keep the deck cost low. And if you have a deck that's like 20 to 25 monsters, and all 7 of your equips are compatible on every single one of those monsters, what you will do is draw a hand that has a few monsters and 1 to 2 equips, and you can just stick those equips on any monster you draw, and just cycle through your deck like that. And every single turn, you'll be able to bring out monsters that are stronger than like any ritual monster, right? Any of them except, you know, obviously the outright strongest ones, in which I mentioned those just cost way more resources to summon. So we can all agree that rituals in this game are just bad, purely because there are just way easier ways to bring out high attack cards. I also mentioned that, you know, I mentioned this a few times, but in previous videos I talk about Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, right? Assuming you have a high level, you know, SP, like 7 SP or higher Dragon deck leader that's at SD, or even SADM, I believe, yeah, SADM, Red Eyes Black Dragon. What would happen, right? Think about it. The efficiency and everything, and the way you summon cards based on their SP, just sticking equips on cards with high SP, I mean, just Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon, right? You can just fuse a Parrot Dragon with any Thunder of 2 or 3 stars, and you bring out 2800 attack in one hand, you cycle through the deck. No ritual is more, you know, efficient than any of these good fusions that any deck with a good fusion has. Like, it's ridiculous. So the fact is, the worst play anyone can make, the least efficient play anyone can make, in terms of like any serious attempts to bring out damage or monsters or any sort of resource, is to ritual summon basically anything. There's just always, like every archetype, there's just a way better way to bring cards out and bring damage out way more efficiently than ritual monsters. And the only thing worse than someone, you know, playing rituals as a strategy is the enemy actually wasting their own time trying to hinder a strategy that involves bringing ritual cards out. Literally the worst thing you can do in the game is use Seal of the Ancients, okay? Because what's going to happen is the enemy's going to be smart and not play rituals whatsoever, so the card does nothing, or the enemy is playing a strategy so inefficient that you're actually doing them a favor by stopping them from doing the least efficient summoning condition in the entire game. Not only that, but you spend one of your own turns stopping them from doing something that's actually detrimental to them, And it's literally for this reason, and all this rambling culminates in why I say Seal of the Ancients is the worst trap card in the game, period. It's not even close. Even the joke cards, okay? We talked about Sparks in the last video and how it's bad. It's literally the worst spell card because it's designed to be that way. But now, in the trap cards, you have Seal of the Ancients, which is literally just worse than every other card, even the meme cards like Fake Trap, because Fake Trap would actually do something in a situation where the enemy would use Harpy's Feather Duster. But in a situation where the enemy's trying to ritual summon, yes, this stops the ritual summon, but that is actually a good thing, because then it stops your opponent from burning their own resources in an inefficient way. Like, why would you do that? If someone's stupid enough to do that with rituals, just let them. Like, you've already won. No reason to play Seal of the Ancients and help your opponent out. It's just, God, it's just so bad. So yeah, point is, worst thing you can do in the game, well, the worst strategy you can do in the game to try and bring out strong monsters is ritual summoning, and the only thing worse than ritual summon is stopping your opponent from ritual summoning. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's it. See you in the next one.